a season of it in the UK before they started making it over in America, and before they actually did their first season, they did a special, and that was what I was actually on, the special, that they made just to try the whole series out, and I did in fact fool them. I was the first man to fool them. Thank you. Thank you. It sounds impressive, but there's hundreds of them now, to be honest. But at the time, it was quite special. And people often ask me, can you show us the trick that fooled Penn and Teller? And I will. It's not really a trick. It's a game. It's a silly game. It's a silly game using 5 envelopes. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the envelopes before we start. 4 of the envelopes are worthless. They contain nothing apart from one of these. That is a John Archer commemorative $0 bill. I make them myself. However, one of the envelopes contains $80. I know. It was $100 on the night, but that was television. Now, the idea of the game is very, very simple. I've got to make sure that nobody wins my $80. And the way that I do that is by what I tell you about the envelopes and by what I have written on the envelopes. We're going to start with this gentleman right at the end there. You there, sir, with the glasses. No good looking behind. It's definitely you. What's your name? Pardon? Kevin. Excellent. That's a beautiful name, Kevin, isn't it? It's not interesting, but beautiful. Kevin. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the envelopes. They've all got something written on them, especially that one. That's got something written on it. Now, this is the only envelope that has something written on it, even though all of the other envelopes do have something written on them. But it isn't something. It is something else, which is, in fact, something. It just isn't something. It's something else. Question you've got to ask yourself, Kevin, if you're vaguely interested, and to be honest, you don't look like you are, is would I put the money in the envelope that says it's got something in it when we know that every envelope has something in them, even the ones that don't have something on them? Don't decide just yet, Kevin. There's another 4 exciting envelopes to see. If you don't go for that one, you might go for envelope number 2. Envelope number 2 says nothing, which, as I promised, is something, but it isn't something. It is something else, which is nothing. Can you see why I didn't use you for this, Owen? Question is, would I put the money in the envelope that says it's got nothing in when we know for a fact that all the envelopes have something in, even the ones that don't have something on? Maybe not. Maybe it's a double bluff. If you don't go for that one, Kevin, you might go for envelope number 3. Envelope number 3 says yours. Now, everybody likes what is rightfully theirs, but this isn't theirs, it's yours. Because when you read it, you think it's mine, and when I read it, you think it's yours. And it definitely is yours, because it says it's yours on the front. And if it's yours, Kevin, why would I put the money in it? Unless you're thinking it's mine, but it's not mine, because that one is mine. And you will notice, Kevin, that mine is much bigger than yours. Get over it. I'm a big fella. It's genetics. Now, question is, would I put the money in the envelope that says it's mine when you know that you think it's yours, and we know it's not yours, the other one is yours, this is definitely mine. Actually, if you go on YouTube and watch the clip of me doing this in front of Penn and Teller on British television, over 2 million hits. I know. Took me a while, but I got there. That's the envelope, Kevin, that had the money in. Would I put the envelope with mine, would I put the money in that envelope again? Knowing that you might have watched the clip on YouTube. Would I do it again? Of course not, unless it's a double bluff. Maybe I've deliberately put it in there because I think you've watched the clip and you wouldn't guess for that envelope. If you don't go for any of those, Kevin, you might go for the final envelope, and the final envelope says sex. Now, sex can be a beautiful word, it can be a sleazy word, it can just be an anatomical description, but it's certainly a powerful word. Some people might argue that it's one of the most powerful words in the English language. It scares some people. I know my wife doesn't like it. Maybe I've deliberately put sex on one of the envelopes, Kevin, because I think you're not the type of guy who would ask for sex in an open public forum. Not twice in the same day anyway, Kevin. I saw you down the town earlier on. So listen, here's what you're going to do. Kevin, would you stand up for me? I'm going to count to 3, Kevin. Did I say come any closer? You're frightening me, Kevin. All right. Is that a look here in Columbus? That sort of not really knowing not sure whether you're going to the gym or going to bed. You can't work your mind up, can you? Kevin, I'm going to count to 3, and you're going to name one of the envelopes. Something, nothing, yours, mine, or sex. Whichever envelope you name, that is the envelope you get. Do you understand? Excellent. 1, 2, 3. Yours. You want yours? Excellent. Kevin, come forward. Take yours. Open it up, Kevin. Inside, you should find a John Archer commemorative $0 bill. Is that correct? It's difficult, isn't it? Excellent. Nothing else in the envelope? Nothing else in the envelope, just an empty envelope. Have a look, make sure there's no secret trapdoors, no little flaps, just an empty envelope. Is that correct, Kevin? It is, excellent. I'll take the envelope off you. You can keep the $0 bill. They actually double in value every month. That's wonderful. And we'll get rid of that. Leaves us with 4 envelopes. You can sit down, Kevin. Let me see. Lady here with the glasses on the top of your head, in case you thought you'd lost them. What's your name, madam? Deborah. Deborah, wonderful. Deborah, I've got some good news. Sex is still available. Yeah, the bad news is it's going to be me that's giving you it. All right, so Debbie, would you do me a favour? Would you stand up? Excellent. Is that as high as you go? Debbie, we have got 4 envelopes left. Something, nothing, mine, and sex. I'm going to count to 3. You're going to name one of the envelopes. Whichever envelope you name, that's the envelope you get. 1, 2, 3. Something. You want something? Yeah. You sure? Come forward, Debbie. Take something. Open it up. Inside you should find a John Arch commemorative $0 bill. Check the envelope. Make sure there's nothing else in there. It's just an empty envelope, yes? Excellent. I'll take the envelope back. You can keep the $0 bill. Give her a big round of applause. Excellent. Your name? Owner. All right. I used to own a car. Excellent. Owner. Stand up, owner. Owner, 3 envelopes left. Hey, pardon? You've got to wait till I count to 3. Okay? You've got to wait till I count to 3. I'm going to count to 3. You're going to choose one of the envelopes. I already know which one you're going to choose. 1, 2, 3. You want mine? What a surprise. Okay? Take mine. Open it up. Inside you should find a John Arch commemorative $0 bill. Is that correct? Wah, wah, wah. Nothing else in the envelope. I'll take the envelope back. Everyone will give you a huge round of applause. Owner, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, owner. Wonderful. Owen, it's down to you. Stand up. Owen, you've got a choice now between nothing and sex. I'm sure that's a choice you've had to make many, many times. Okay, listen. Would you be surprised, Owen, if I could tell you what you were going to choose before you even asked for it? Yeah. Be perfectly honest. Make your decision now. And be honest with me. You were going to ask for nothing, weren't you? You weren't. You want sex? You sure? Sure. Okay. Owen, I'm going to give you sex, but you are going to have to come a little bit closer. I'm good, but I'm not that good. No, come here. Take sex. Owen, open it up. Inside you should find a John Arch commemorative $0 bill. Is that correct? Nothing else in the envelope? Just an empty envelope with a $0 bill in it. Excellent. I'll take the envelope back off you. You can take a seat. Give Owen a big round of applause. Which leaves me, ladies and gentlemen, with nothing. You see, you could have all had something tonight if you'd just been brave enough to ask for nothing. But oh no, you wanted what was mine and what was yours, or just plain old sex, you pervert. But the one envelope that clearly says it's got everything is the one envelope that says nothing. The one envelope containing my $80. Thank you very much. You don't believe me, do you? Okay, watch carefully. No suspicious moves, because I did them about 4 minutes ago. Watch carefully. Inside the envelope there is indeed 20, 40, 60, $80. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, I'm not going to explain that one. No, I will.
You got lucky.
I got lucky, that's right. Do you know what? It's great. It's funny, actually. You say I got lucky. When that went on YouTube and, after the Penn and Teller show, and people started putting comments, it was amazing how many people were saying, well, he just took a chance. It was a 1 in 5 chance that he'd fool them and he'd get on. And then people were saying, oh, it's psychology and body language, and people would always choose mine. And it was the methods that they came up with. And, if they watch this lecture, they're going to be very disappointed when they realise I just cheated. But before I actually show you how it did, I'd like to explain why this came about, because I think the reason why it came about is almost as important as the fact that it did come about. And what happened was I told you earlier about touring with this comedian friend of mine, and he tours about every couple of years. He tours, and I tour with him, and he's been doing it for about 12 years, and I've always been his opening act. So the audience have got to see me a lot. So every time I open for him, I only do 30 minutes, but I've got to do a different thing. So I was working out for a tour, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and thinking about what I wanted to do. And I'd read this book called, I'd seen this trick called Persuasive Bank Night. And I think it's by Sean Taylor in his book Brainstorms. And it was a trick where it was a bank night routine. The method was